And welcome to another exciting edition of Big Talk. My name is Ubong Osara. I'm excited to welcome you to the program tonight as we look at the growing wave of defections across Nigeria's political landscape. We'll also look at some of the elections that we've had of recent. The 21st of February, we also have the local government elections here in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. And many observers at the moment is describing the major depletion that we've seen happen with the leadership structure of the People's Democratic Party. As we have information today that Governor Fintiri of Adamawa State has jumped boat and is now a member of the ruling All Progressive Congress. And this is a trend that we've seen in recent times where key stakeholders and opposition politicians from the Labour Party, from ABGA, from other parties joining the ruling All Progressive Congress. What does this mean for our country and our democracy at this time? We have joining us to help make sense of this discussion, Dr. Francis Okoye, who is a screening appeal committee chairman for the Yobe State APC Ward and Local Government Congresses that the just concluded APC Congresses, the one they did in Yobe State. Thank you so much, my brother and friend, Francis Okoye, for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
How was Yobe State? So let's start there. You went on your party's assignment. I wanted to say national assignment. I remember it was your party's assignment.
Yes. APC is a national party, and what we went for was equally a national assignment. So it can be described as a national assignment, so to say. Yobe was very, very conducive. Yobe was very, very welcoming. In fact, my notion of northern Nigeria changed since I left Yobe State. What we used to hear on social media about northern Nigeria, particularly as it has to do with insecurity ravaging that part of Nigeria, was not what I saw in my 6 days in Yobe State.
You stayed at the governor's lodge?
No. We conducted congresses across all the local government areas of the state. So we moved around the whole local government. So you can't say we were at the governor's lodge. That was where we lodged. But every day we get back to the governor's lodge. But on a daily basis,
you went with security.
I'm coming. After our congress, I used to move around. I enter keke, chatter keke and move around, go and cut my hair, go and do shaving, go and meet some friends, go and engage on other activities. So you can't say I move with security, with those personal activities of mine. No, it's not that. So of a truth, most of those insecurity we used to hear, from what I observed within my last few days, I can't use it to conclude in its entirety, right, but I want just to express what I observed. I think we're happening at the border towns between Yobe, Borno, and other border towns. But in those towns, major cities of Yobe State and other local governments, I think they are relatively peaceful. And I can say that what I used to hear on social media, that everywhere the whole of Yobe State, Borno, is burning, killings, kidnapping, Boko Haram, is not what I saw. I saw a different aspect of Yobe State and a different aspect of northern Nigeria, because Yobe is really an integral part of northern Nigeria.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my notion about, or my worldview about northern Nigeria changed for good.
We could talk about that, but there are issues, right? Some persons could mention how secure are the villages, because a lot of Nigerians who may not have the means to, more security. Of course, the securities most times are more in urban centers and all of that. Those discussions could be made. But generally, what was your assessment? You were the chairman of the screening appeal committee. Did you even have any appeal to screen at the end of the day?
The Congress, the local government and ward congresses held in Yobe State, of APC held in Yobe State, where I presided over as the chairman of screening appeal committee, went very, very successful. Successful in the sense that most of the places we went for the conduct of the congresses, from the ward to the local government level, we are in a peaceful atmosphere, in the sense that most of the arrangements were done in a consensus format. most of the candidates chosen, in fact, we just went there to affirm what they have already decided on their own on a peaceful basis. So we came with cameras, videos, and to capture, to make sure that what they were doing there was exactly what the masses, the people, the delegates really wanted. And that was what happened. So it was relatively peaceful. The conduct of Yobe State APC, World Congress, and local government congresses were indeed. In fact, I commend Governor Mala Buni for really
a former chairman of your party.
Yes, he was a former national chairman of APC Achin and a former elected national secretary of our party. In fact, he is a veteran in the system, and that is why I think he's managing Yobe State very well. In fact, Yobe, from what I saw as the chairman of the Screen and Appeal Committee in that Congress, is one of the most organized, peaceful state we have seen APC running in Nigeria.
Yeah, we'll go talk about that. But let's talk about our topic for tonight. We've seen our governors moving to your party, and today Governor Ahmadu Fintiri, Governor of Adamawa State, we have reports that he's moved to your party. And remember that just some months ago, in fact 2 months ago, he was the chairman of the National Convention Planning Committee of the PDP, and the APC is happy to welcome him to your party. What does it speak of our democracy?
First of all, let me talk about what it speaks of about the leader, or for some of the leaders of the opposition to our party, the APC. I'm talking about the so-called ADC coalition. Atiku is one of the leading voices in the ADC coalition, and the governor that just came to our party, Umaru Finitri, from Adamawa State, the governor of Adamawa State, who just came to our party today, happened to be a close ally of Atiku, or used to be a close ally of Atiku. Not just a close ally, being a state governor, I think they say charity begins at home. If you are not able to capture your state governor to support and believe in your vision as someone who is a leading presidential aspirant of ADC, then what do you think you are going to do in the larger election if he eventually wins the ticket of ADC? And the other day we had his own son decamping to our party, the APC too. So this is a big blow to Atiku. His presidential ambition has been hit a big blow today with Finitri's defection. That is the first thing I have to say here. Then the issue of what effect has it on our democracy, I don't think it has any effect on our democracy. There were a time in this country when the so-called PDP, that is depreciating today, had about 29-30 states in their control. Today we have 30. If Finitri officially joins, it will be 30. So it's the same thing PDP did before is what APC is doing. There's nothing new in it. So I don't think there is anything endangering our democracy in this matter. In fact, it is even giving us good cohesion, good political arrangement, in the sense that most of the parties or the governors are now in one political party. It will make them to have good rapport with the president, so that all the dreams of renewed hope agenda of Mr. President will be actualized without any hitches. So it's not a threat to any democracy.
The largest number of governors that the PDP had was in 2003, when they had 28 governors. You have 2 more at the moment.
Yes.
Fintiri
28, 29. Okay.
Has about 30 out of 36 states now, and more may be coming. And there are insinuations of one-party states. A governor who was a chairman of the National Planning Committee of a convention 2 months later, doesn't it speak to lack of character in our politics, where politicians could speak one thing in the morning and in the evening?
Tell me any politician in Nigeria. Let us even start with the coalition leaders. Tell me any of them that has not left one political party or the other. Atiku has joined more than 5 or 6, in fact more than 8 political parties in his lifetime. Atiku, if we start judging from when he started running for presidency in 1993. That is number one. Peter Obi has joined APGA, joined the PDP, joined the Labour Party. So what are you saying? Who again in that party? Is it in fact, let us not use because of the fact that Finitri left PDP and joined the APC.
He just left
you now talk about his character. I'm coming. We know what happened in that convention. We know how court queried the legality or otherwise of the convention. We know how Wike Fashion is coming out to say that that convention was illegal, and the matter is still sub judice. So let us not go into that. Finitri has taken a decision that, according to what he said this morning, is for the best interest of his state, Adamawa, and his people, not for his own personal interest. He said it. Let's believe him with that.
But politicians say this all of the time, right? We're looking at having a vibrant opposition. Are you not?
Yes, somebody like me who is a political scientist. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. That is what I want to. That is what I want to say now. It is not the duty. It is not the onus propandi of the ruling party to go and feast the carcass of the opposition. It is not our duty. Even Rotimi Amechi said it day before yesterday. Said it yesterday during their press conference at Transcorp. He said it, that the problem of the opposition, which is the ADC, is the opposition itself. Rotimi Amechi said it. And the media carried it. So whatever that is happening in their party is their own problem. It is they that should unite, have unity of purpose for them to be able to capture some of these governors who had already, they would have captured them earlier before my party, the APC, started capturing them. Because I will use the word capture. Capture in the sense that it is the good things that the president is doing that is attracting these people to our party. What are the good things that they are doing as an opposition that will make the people who are leaving PDP to join them in ADC, or that will make some of them who are in Labour Party to join them in ADC?
Are they not coerced?
But unfortunately, nobody is being coerced. I've said it. No. There was one stupid news I had the other day. Somebody saying that the governors, the governors were being given 500 billion to join. How can you allege that a state governor being given 500 billion for what basis to join which party? All those things are mere allegations to just paint the governors black. Tinubu that I know, my president that I know, will not give anybody any kobo, any cc to join APC. They are joining APC, one, according to most of them are saying, to ensure that the president's renewed hope agenda is synchronized in such a way that there is no dissenting voice in actualizing it. And today we are seeing the benefits. We are seeing the dollar crashing against Naira. We are seeing the inflation coming down. We are seeing prices of food items coming down. We are seeing our foreign reserves rising to an all-time $50 billion. What are you telling me? Right. So that means the president's policies are giving us positive benefits. And these are what these opposition governors are seeing and joining my party, the APC. Let's give them kudos.
Dr. Okoye, let's look at the fact that these politicians were elected on platforms, and some of these platforms have been ingrained within people, and there are politicians that once you get on a platform of a political party, some persons just vote that party. They do not even want to know the name of the politician on that platform. For instance, the PDP at the time, there were states that just having the PDP tickets, you are sure of winning the elections in those kind of states. So when you with that kind of support and trust reposed on that ticket, you leave that party with that trust and support to another political party. Let's look at the moral question. You are a political scientist, and sometimes you could even answer the morality of some of these things. Is it morally correct? You could say, yeah, politically it may be a suicide also, because these places are still strongholds of that party. Just a moment, let me land. So you could add the two questions. I'm asking the moral side now, moving with that ticket, and also the political side. Is it not political suicide? Because in some of those places, the PDP or the other parties have so much structure, and the structures may still be on the ground.
There is no morality in politics, and there is no politics in morality. Take it to the bank. Now, look at it this way. You are elected in a party A, you fly the ticket of party A and got into office either in the National Assembly or State Assembly or governorship or presidential, and within a few years in office you decamp from that political party to another political party that didn't give you the ticket with which you got the mandate. It is the onus propandi of that party that you have left to go and look at the section of our laws, electoral laws or constitutions, that says that if so and so person defaults in this way, so and so thing will happen. It is the duty of that party that is being left to really prosecute it in the court of law. It is not the duty of the party that is at the receiving end, my party, to do that. Then on the issue of morality, I've said it here, there is no morality in politics and there is no politics in morality.
The political side of the question, where those parties are still very strong on ground.
Which party is strong? The PDP that is being left. How is PDP strong? And I'm telling you, as of today, PDP had 2 factions. Wike faction is planning convention in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Then this other faction had their own in Ibadan. And the same chairman of that so-called faction just joined our party today. It shows you that PDP is already in shambles. PDP as of today has only 3 governors. Meanwhile, there was a time they had 28, 29 governors. So PDP is like a dead party. So anybody leaving PDP, don't blame the person.
So what happens to staying behind to fix the party? And
it is not everybody that has that strong will, the capacity to stay behind. Tinubu at a time stayed behind and built AD from AD to ADC, ADC to APC. No, AD to AC, AC to AC, and ACN to APC. Tinubu did it. It's not everybody that will have that capacity. It is because of the selflessness of the man, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu contested for presidency once and won. Because he built and had that dream and started building. He started building structures, building human beings, empowering people over the years. And the ones he ran, he won. Tinubu supported Buhari. He would have become the presidential candidate then, but he supported Buhari. At the time, Tinubu equally supported somebody like Ribadu too. There are many people that Tinubu supported and stayed behind and started building the party. But most of these politicians in these political parties you are mentioning today are so selfish that they can't withhold their personal ambition to build the political structures or the political parties. That is the problem we are having today. And look at the so-called, you see, I'm an APC man. I will not be happy if we kill the opposition in Nigeria. But the opposition is not being killed by my party, the APC. The opposition is being killed by they themselves. Like one of them said yesterday, Rotimi Amechi. See, situation where you are forming a coalition. And in that coalition you are forming, almost all the heads of that coalition have presidential ambition. Wike, El-Rufai, Peter Obi, Atiku, who again? All of you have presidential ambition. Meanwhile, you say you want to build a viral opposition political party. How can that opposition political party be viral and strong? Okay, look at Peter Obi that just went to see Oyegu the other day. And people were accusing my party of being behind the attack on Peter Obi, my brother from the same state. Accusing APC wrongly. Why there are internal wrangling in that same ADC that made people from the same party to attack my brother Peter Obi. Now they are accusing my party wrongly. Now, the same Oyegun that Peter Obi went and met that day and made press conference, is it not just 2 or 3 days ago? Oyegun has come out this morning to endorse Rotimi Amechi against Peter Obi that he kissed the other day, against Atiku. What are you telling me? It shows you that the opposition, the ADC leading opposition in Nigeria today, is not organized. They have not fixed their house for them to give us that viral opposition that Nigerians need. So do not blame my party, who is inheriting the carcassness of the opposition and their own stupidity.
Right. So we've looked at the issue of intimidation of opposition figure, because that is one other issue that is so we've heard time and time again, and we've pointed to issues. People like Tambuwal, former governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, who came out, after his ordeal with the EFCC to say that the reason for his prosecution is because he is identifying with the ADC. We've had other figures who've also come out to say that they are being prosecuted because of their allegiance or their association with the ADC. I'd like to ask you that, are you privy to any information of any form of intimidation of opposition figures? And the pointed fingers, why is it that we do not have people in the APC that are also being prosecuted for corruption? Malami being an example is also mentioned, former Attorney General of the Federation. It
is wrong to say that there is no APC member being prosecuted for corruption or what have you. Prosecution is not party-based. PDP members are prosecuted, APC members are prosecuted, Labour Party member, anybody from any political party can be prosecuted and charged to court. And mind you again that we have the judiciary is an independent arm of government. You don't blame anything happening in the judiciary on the executive or Mr. President or my party, the APC. APC is not an arm of government. So whenever anybody is being prosecuted, let that person go there and face whatever charges he's being leveled against. Let me now use El-Rufai, for instance. I have come on this studio severally to defend El-Rufai, especially when the issue of his purported disqualification as a ministerial nominee came on board. I was one of those vocal voices that came to this studio thrice or twice and said that El-Rufai's disqualification as a ministerial nominee was not proper, because I knew the role El-Rufai played in bringing the Asuwaji administration on board. I was having pity on him as at that time, but recently I lost my pity for him because of the statement he made on national television. That statement was a threat to national security, and that was what he is suffering today. So will you now judge what El-Rufai is suffering today as because of the fact that he's in opposition? So if you have any case, whether you're in PDP, APC, or what have you, go and face your case. Don't blame it on the ruling party. Thank you.
Do you know APC members that are being prosecuted? We know Yahaya Bello at the time his name came up, but until today people are saying, what is happening to Yahaya Bello?
The matter is still in court. The matter is still in court. The matter has not been decided. Joseph Okalo, was he not in court? Most of these people, are they not in APC? The matter is still in court. You blame the judiciary for not fastening the process to ensure that whoever goes to court is prosecuted so fast. That is what we should be talking about.
At the time where some Nigerians made claims of somebody saying, when you come to this party, sins are forgiven.
It's not true. I disagree vehemently with that. Nobody's sin is forgiven because you just joined APC. It's not true.
All right, so but let's look at the concept of implosion. When a party has so many persons with ambition, a lot of these persons who are joining your party are joining as first-class citizens. They are governors, and they come with their own structure. I was listening to a governor in one of the states in the South, and some persons are already arguing that his people from the PDP are displacing those who call themselves aboriginals of the APC, who's been with the party since 2019. And I was just saying, how would these go after maybe 2023 general elections? Do you have fears that members of your party...
I've expressed that fears on my I've expressed that fears on my social media handles severally about implosion. In fact, the first day I expressed that fear was the day some people went to the governor of Abia State, Mr. Alex Ochi, and some people were carrying rumors that why the chief of staff met him and some other APC stalwart met him were because they are begging him or seeing if he can join our party. And I went to my social media handles and I was like saying, please, let us leave this guy in his party, the Labour Party, at least so that we'll have a Labour Party governor, Soludo, APGA governor, what's the name of the one in Osun, Accord governor, Party. Then PDP, 2 or 3 governors, then APC, at least 5 of them, we are okay with it. So that it will look like that one-party system you are fearing about. That was what I said that time. And I'm still reiterating it now, even though I can't force anybody who wants to leave. The other day, somebody is saying that the Zamfara governor may join us soon in APC. So sometimes it's not my making. Who am I in APC to say nobody should join our party? But we as members will express our fear. So the issue of implosion, I have also expressed that fear. Because when all these people come into one basket or one organization called APC, you have governorship ambition. I have, person B have, person C. When all of us who have governorship ambition now find ourselves in one political party or in one organization or in one basket, there is that tendency of implosion. That is the truth. But what gives me a little hope on that is that Asuwaji is somebody who has this magic wand of managing people, you know. So we hope that at least in the next 5 years, hopefully that he'll be in the office, that implosion will not spoil our party. But we don't know what may happen after his presidency. But within the next 4 years or 5 years of his presidency, I'm sure that implosion will not occur. Right, that is the way I see it.
Right. So some persons have talked about the fact that close to 2027 general elections, we may see some persons defecting. Maybe they are not able to get tickets in your party.
They may.
Moving back.
They may. But it will just be minimal. Just minimal. I promise you that. Asiwaju is somebody who, if you run for election and you don't get what you want, he knows how to appease you, and at the end of the day, all of us still come back to the round table. That's what I know Asiwaju can do. So if there is anybody that will defect after 2027 general election, there will be just few. And that few may not even notice that they did.
All right, so we've seen persons who've worked closely with Asiwaju who have also left that boat, and they are pitching their tents with the opposition at the moment. Like you mentioned, Nasir El-Rufai was very instrumental in Asiwaju becoming president because of the role he played, campaigning very ferociously for the president. Former Minister of Sports, Solomon Dalong, was a part of the committee at the formation membership drive committee for the Asiwaju campaign movement, who's also left the party, and he said he left as a matter of principle. I'm looking at the fact that most of these persons, Bolaji Abdullahi, former Minister of Youth and Sports too, who is the ADC spokesperson, was a member of your party at the time. Why do you think these prominent figures have left your party? They may not be in power again, but why have they left to the ADC?
You are talking about the people that have left. What of the people that are coming in? The number of people that are coming in are far, far more greater than those that have left. You just mentioned 3, and I don't think you can even get up to 5 if you continue mentioning. And El-Rufai, we've already discussed his anger. His anger is because he didn't get ministerial.
But he said that is not
forget what he said. We know the truth. If he didn't need that ministerial appointment, the first time he was nominated, he would have told Asiwaju no. But he allowed the nomination to go through to the point where the Senate disqualified him and said he can't go through. And we know the machinations behind that disqualification. His own,
was it orchestrated by the president?
It was, no, not the president. Some people in the presidency whom I won't mention them, not the president himself. So what I'm saying in essence is that El-Rufai left because he didn't get ministerial appointment. Then the other person you are talking about, Bolaji, we can discuss him. Because there are some people that if they demand something and that is something they demanded or they demand is not coming through, they want to scatter everywhere. It's like, what's the name of this woman that is now making noise on the social media? What's her name again? I've forgotten her name. She's in the opposition now. I've forgotten her name. This is a woman that came for appointment and Asiwaju didn't give her. Now she's
Loretta
Onochie, yes. So
Loretta came for appointment.
Yes, we know the truth. People like me are not complaining that I've not gotten an appointment. I know how many years I've spent in the party and what effort I've put in this party. I'm not complaining too. So everybody wouldn't get an appointment the same day. Let them have patience. There are many things to do in this government. We still have 1.5 years remaining in first term and hopefully another 4 years. So don't just upturn the boat because you've not been compensated in the first 2 years. That's the way I see it.
So for you, they left because they were not properly
That is the truth. That is the truism.
And yes. It was not a matter of principle.
No. Which principle? I've told you before, there is no principle in politics.
Right. All right, so let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll still talk about parties and politics in Nigeria and how the series of defection is affecting our democracy. My name is Ubong Soro. We'll be right back after this break.
Politics decides our economy. Politics shapes our security. Politics defines our future. But who is asking the hard question?
Is intimidating governors to our opposition, and some allegations even say monies are offered to the tune of billions of naira to these governors to come to the APC.
On Big Talk, we take politics beyond party lines and press statements. We interrogate policies, challenge power,
and it shall be addressed.
and demand accountability from those who govern. From the presidency to the National Assembly, from state governments to grassroots politics, will break down the decisions that affect your daily life. No propaganda, no political comfort zone, just facts, context, and fearless conversations. Big Talk is where leaders explain, analysts dissect, and the people understand.
2015 elections were not held. They are doing rigging.
Don't just watch politics, question it. Tune in to Big Talk on Global Television every weekday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the conversation.
Welcome back to the program. This is Big Talk. My name is Ubong Osoro in Abuja, and tonight we're looking at partisan politics, series of defection depletes PDP leadership structure. At its peak, the People's Democratic Party in 2003 controlled 28 states in Nigeria, but as late as 2015 it had about 16 states, right? It was widely reported to be the largest political party in Africa. But what we're seeing is a series of defection where at the start of this particular dispensation 2023 they had about 8 governors, but as of last year, the governors kept depleting one after the other, and now we're standing with maybe 3, maybe 2. Who knows what happens tomorrow? So joining us tonight on the show is an APC member and a chieftain who has come to the program as we look at this and how our democracy can grow as Nigerians. Thank you so much, Dr. Okoye, for coming on the program. Right, I'd like to ask you now, this narrative where politicians keep moving, how does it speak to ideology? Do we even have the ideology in our political space? And if we do not have ideology, are you bothered that our people can just jumble, the other party accepts the person without interrogation? Because like you mentioned, some of these persons have been in 4 or 5 political parties before now, and we accept them to any party without interrogation, and the political parties just say, here we are, you can come join us. Is it not... are you not concerned about this trend?
Most of our politicians are only interested in winning an election, and whichever platform or umbrella under which they can actualize that ambition of getting into office, they can do it. So they don't bother about whether that party has an ideology or not. And on a general note, no political party in Nigeria is run with ideology.
None at all.
And I'm telling you with facts. I'm a member of APC. No political party in Nigeria is run based on ideology. They may have an ideology, dream or vision in their own paper, constitution or manifesto or what have you. But in practice, in totality, there is no ideology. So none of these our politicians is going to party A, party B, party C based on the ideology they have seen or they love in that party they are entering, or because of the ideology of the party they are exiting. None of them is having that in their mind. So nobody can adduce to anybody being a politician in Nigeria on the basis of ideological bent.
Right. Doesn't it affect democracy?
It does. Because when you compare Britain and America, the 2 countries that, so to say, we copy somehow. In America, we have Democrats and Republicans. In every given election, Democrats will tell you their own programs, their own vision, which is equally based on the ideology of the party. Then in another election, you will see the same Democrat projecting that the ideology. The Republican will be projecting their own. And people who are voting in every given election in America will be voting based on the ideology that this party has projected or has presented, either party Republican or party Democrats, because these are the 2 major parties ruling America, not that they are the only political parties in America. Go to Britain, the same thing. the Labour Party and what's it again?
Conservative.
That is the ways things are done in developed democracies, or advanced democracies that we are so copying, but we are not practicing them in Nigeria. But even down there in South Africa, because somebody wanted to say the other day when I was arguing this issue with him that it is all over Africa. I said, no lie. Go to Ghana. They are run by ideology. Go to Ghana. I know about that. Go to South Africa too. In fact, in South Africa, political party chairman in South Africa is more powerful than a president in South Africa. Are you not aware of that, Obon? In Nigeria, is this so? The last time we had a political party chairman.
The chairman is the leader of the party?
Yes, that is what it should be. The chairman of a political party should be more powerful than anybody elected on the platform of that party. It happens in South Africa and still happening in South Africa today. The last time we had a political party chairman in Nigeria that was more powerful than the president was Audu Ogbe. And we know what happened when Obasanjo went to his house for asking for dinner, and in that dinner Obasanjo brought out from his pocket a resignation letter and gave Audu Ogbe with security people around and say, Mr. Man, so you are not challenging me, the president. You have to tender your letter of resignation. Meanwhile, Obasanjo had written the resignation letter at home. He just brought the letter, dropped on top of the table after dining and eating with Audu Ogbe. And Audu Ogbe now said, okay, let me go inside and bring Biro. Obasanjo said, no, I have Biro here. Obasanjo brought out his Biro and gave Audu Ogbe. Audu Ogbe appended his signature on the already signed letter of resignation as chairman of the then PDP. That was the last time we had a powerful party chairman in Nigeria. After that, no other party chairman can be said to be powerful in Nigeria. Not just, I am not saying it just for only PDP, but in APC, Labour Party. Tell me any political party chairman that is powerful. That is because of the way we are running our democracy. So we need to go back to the drawing board, form our political parties on the basis of ideologies, so that political party chairmen will be stronger than all the people being elected into office. Be you president, vice president, governor, senator, deputy governor, minister, what have you. Right. And that is why sometimes in Nigeria you will see senators inviting ministers to come and defend certain things in the National Assembly, and the minister will call their bluff. But if political parties are strong, may run in such a way that they are very, very strong, ideologically bent, you will see ministers running each time National Assembly calls them. Because National Assembly is very powerful. It is the voice of the people. It is the representation of the people in that very house. So anybody that calls you from whether the state legislature, local government legislature, or the federal legislature, you should not disobey that call.
Right. So let's look at the system of structures where these politicians are the leaders of different structures, and when they move with the structures. These movements that we are seeing, not just in the PDP and other political parties, do they do wide consultations before moving? Do you have any idea? For instance, Peter Obi has a structure of people who support him, the obedience. Were there consultations? Do you think they take time, or maybe some of these governors, to consult with the people at the grassroots who voted with them before the move, or they just have meetings with Mr. President in Abuja and the next day his announcement of moving?
I've said it severally. As a political scientist, I've always preached this, even though some people may always tend to disagree with me. Politics is first about personal interest. It is when you achieve your personal interest that you can talk of group or general or national interest. Now, what am I saying? Peter Obi, for instance, if Peter Obi achieves his presidential interest of becoming the president of Nigeria, that is when those so-called lofty dreams of fixing Nigeria will come. Like Tinubu, my own president, it is because he achieved his personal interest of becoming the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria that he is now executing the Renewed Hope agenda. So in other words, every politician is first championed by personal interest. And it is that personal interest that will drive him to any political party he wants without consultation. So it is that personal interest that will make him to say, hey, this party A is not giving me what I want. I want to enter party B. So they do it without consulting. I'm telling you that with all sense of equivocation and authority, that they do it without consulting the people. First, Consultation comes later.
Right.
That is it.
All right, so consultation comes later, like you've told us. So the politicians can just go ahead and
Yes.
do what they want to do.
That is the simple truth.
And not even look at the people. But let's look at some of the things that we've seen now, right? Concerning this particular movement, do you think that this could be the case of the APC? Because some persons have pointed to the fact that post Tinubu PDP, APC, post Tinubu APC may be very volatile, and I know the APC may not be there again. When you look at your party and you look at the way things are going, do you think the PDP was here? Maybe some years when Tinubu is no longer in the saddle of leadership, the party may be struggling to find a succession because the systems are not operating as system. It seems it's built on personality.
There is no party that will last forever. That is a simple truth. Whether APC, PDP, APGA, Labour Party, no party, ADC, no party will last forever. They will also reach a time when they will depreciate and another thing will come on board. Another system or another narrative or another circumstances will make another major political party to emerge. So for now, APC, my political party, is enjoying the terrain, is enjoying the arena. Allow us to enjoy it.
I enjoy bringing politicians into your party.
We are in power. That is what I mean. Allow us to enjoy the power. We weren't in power many years ago. Now that we are in power, allow us to enjoy it. That's what I mean.
Okay.
We don't know about tomorrow. For now, we are enjoying it. Yes.
Is it at the detriment of Nigerians?
It's not issue of detriment of Nigerians. We are in power and we are doing something. Like I just mentioned earlier here now, prices of food items coming. You don't want to go into
have you seen what Peter Obi said about
Forget what Peter Obi is saying. Every opposition member will say what he wants to say.
Yesterday he said, yes,
Peter Obi, my brother, I'm coming. Nobody, is he not coming down? You are a Nigerian. Nobody, you are buying in the market. I'm asking you, the amount you bought bags of rice last year, is it the amount you bought it this year? Let's be frank. Let's stop believing in all this political statement from opposition voices. You are telling me Peter Obi this, Peter Obi that. He will say something that will make Nigerians vote for him now. He can even say that Tinubu is a stupid man. All will be welcome because he wants to be president. Meanwhile, me and you know that Tinubu is not a stupid man. I ask you here now, is president okay? Yesterday, somebody called me and said, Okoye, I went to change Zola. They said 1,000, is it 320 naira? Previously, it was about 16 or 17.
But before the APC came, how much was it?
Wait, we are talking about now. Compare now and last year. We are talking about now and last year. The same way we compare now and next year. Things are coming down. The economy is stable.
It's stabilized.
What is it called? Fuel prices coming down. I remember when we bought fuel 1,200 in this country. How much are we buying it today? What are you telling me? Let's give kudos to the president for those ones he has already achieved, so that he can achieve more.
That's why you can tell us.
Not going on studio. I'm already saying it. Not going on studio like Peter Obi, my brother, said yesterday that Nigeria is the worst country in terms of security and the rest of them. When I'm just coming back from Yobe, one of those used to be volatile states. And I witnessed that some of those things we read on social media are not the same as I saw there on ground. Things are improving. Security is improving in Nigeria. Courtesy of the APC administration of Mr. Tinubu, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the economy is improving. Imagine having $50 billion in our foreign reserves, which is the highest in recent times, the highest in the last 12 years. It has never happened before. Right. It is positivity. What are you saying?
Yeah. We could talk about positivity and improvement, but a lot of these are data that, yes, you could understand the data, but some Nigerians at the grassroots are still saying,
let me give you an example that we are feeling it. Let me give you an example that we are feeling it. My wife, forget that I'm saying this in on studio. If she sees this video, she will be angry. But I'll have to say it because it was confession from her. My wife is somebody that anytime I give her money to go and buy something in the market, she will not bring change. Of recent, my wife now brings change. Of recent, my wife now confesses that prices of things have gone down drastically. She used her mouth to confess it on 3 occasions to me. If it is not true, she will not tell me that. But it's because she has seen it glaringly clear. So if my wife, who is an average woman, an average Nigerian, could say this to her husband, who ordinarily she shouldn't have said it to, because she would want to hide that money that she's saving from those money I'm giving her to do other things for herself. But she had to confess it because she's feeling the wave of goodness of the administration of APC that she was usually criticizing when Tinubu came on board newly. Because when Tinubu came on board, he made many harsh policies that many Nigerians started complaining that this man wants to kill us. But now those harsh policies are bringing benefits, and my wife is today confessing. So if my family, my wife that I married for 15 years now is confessing that things are coming down drastically. In fact, she specifically mentioned bag of rice, tomato, and the rest of them that she used to buy at a high cost, that she's now buying them at a lower cost. So if other people cannot accept it, my wife has told me and I accepted it. Right. I've equally gone to market and see things for myself. Right. So let's be face reality.
You know that statement. I was bringing the other side, so we could also balance the statement. Like, so I had to quote somebody who said something, and what he said was that the farmers are complaining because they opened the borders to bring in the products. At the end of the day, farmers are complaining. And I have a colleague who stays in Kano that also said something like that, that the farmers, the price they were able to, put all these things, it's difficult for them to sell at that price now because of how drastic the prices of these products, like rice that you mentioned, and maybe beans has been. So how are farmers faring at the end of the day, right? And Nigerians have also talked about, even at this rate, how many Nigerians can afford this? There's a lot of unemployment, except we want to say it's not around. A lot of persons do not have jobs, and I know them. At least I know a few.
There is no country that can be fished under 2 years. Tinubu will be 3 years in May. He has not clocked 3 years. So we can be judging him in the last 2 years, or you say the last 2 years and a half.
But APC has been there for 10 years.
I'm coming. I have to talk about Tinubu. Don't take me to Buhari that I don't know anything about. I will have to talk the one I know. So now, if all these people who are agitating or who are campaigning that want to remove Tinubu and come on board, none of them can fish the country in 2 years or in 3 years. None of them. They will equally ask you to give them 4 years or even another 4 years, making it 8 years. So if Tinubu could achieve this little, this little period, all these things I mentioned now, this little period, if he stays 4 years or more, he can achieve more. So farmers that you are telling me that they are complaining, see, there is nothing you do in this country that people will not complain. Now let me give you an example. When fuel was 1,002 and 1,003 per liter, motorists, drivers in this our Abuja, the place they will take you for 5,000 naira, as at that time fuel was a liter for 1,003 or 1,002. The same amount they are charging that time is the same amount those same drivers are charging us today. That fuel is being sold at 800 or 900 or even in some places 700. Are you now going to blame Tinubu for that? See, we are our problems. Most of our people are greedy. Businessmen, those small-scale businessmen or whatever, they are greedy. They don't want all those lofty dreams that the president has been making on top to shrink down for the poor masses to start feeling it. That is wickedness. So you don't blame the president or my party, the APC, on some of those things that the farmers are complaining. That is the truth of the matter. Even if Tinubu goes to the level of giving everybody, every Nigerian now, 5 million each to their account, people will still complain. There is nothing that a leader will do that people will not see a way to puncture it and make it look like that thing is not positive.
All right, so let's try to conclude by looking at the PDP. All right, when you look at the PDP, what do you see for the party? Do you see a party that may bounce back? Yes, it has been hit by a storm because this is very stormy for it. Most of those governors that have left in the last 5 months were heading one subcommittee or the other. Peter Mbah, for example, during their convention planning, and now they've left. Fintiri was the chairman of the National Planning Convention Committee, and the rest.
Did you remember what Fintiri said on the ground of that convention committee? Did you remember when he excused himself
about Wike's expulsion by that faction?
There was a time Fintiri at that venue excused himself that he is discontinuing with this convention. Free trade deal. Have you forgotten? On the ground of that convention. So this is not a question of that he just woke up overnight and took a decision to leave. He knew that this thing they did in Ibadan was not going to stand. He knew from day one. And he said it on the ground that he's excusing himself from discontinuing with this exercise
because of the expulsion.
Because
when some stakeholders said
so PDP PDP like you asked me, if you ask me if they are going to bounce back, I wouldn't say yes and I wouldn't say no. One, because I'm not a member of PDP, and two, the way the governors are living, I may say they may not bounce back because the Zamfara governor, the
Southeast is very strong. The South used to be very strong.
Yes, yeah. PDP used to be strongest in Southeast and South. But today, those two areas, I don't think they have any PDP governor there again. Yes, not even one. But these were their strongest base before, Southeast and South. But today, no single governor of PDP extraction is from Southeast. No single governor of PDP extraction in South. So it means that they are almost... So they have just Zamfara, Bauchi, and which state again? They have just three governors. Bauchi, Zamfara, and one other. So if they are just left with three governors, you are here talking about bouncing back, I think it may be a third dream for them to bounce back.
All right. So, but going forward, what lessons do we learn in our political system?
Yeah, very big lesson, very big lesson. And that lesson should go first to my party, the APC. Lesson of knowing how to manage implosion when it will come. Lesson of knowing how to manage or nip the crisis in the bud, not to allow it happen, so that we don't go the way of PDP. Now, let me give you an example. Some list of people who are announced yesterday, we announced yesterday and day before yesterday as members of convention committee. You know, we are having our convention in
where the chairman was changed from
not that one, not changing of the chairman. I mean members. Most of the core APC people who have suffered for this party, their names were not on the list of this convention. I'm not talking about myself because I've just left an exercise, a national exercise in Yobe. I'm talking about what I had on ground, the murmuring on social media and the murmuring at the party office yesterday I went there and today that I went there. So these are ways, see, when you carry those voices along, they are the people that will project and protect the party in future or today. But when those people are the people complaining, that implosion may be sooner than later. So this is the advice I'm giving to my boss. I'm not supposed to say this on studio, but I have to say it because sometimes you need to say certain things in the public glare. So I'm advising my national chairman, my boss, Professor Nentawe Yewada, and other leaders of our party that whatever we are doing, let's try to accommodate the youth of the party from every segment of this country, every ethnic group, every religious divide of this country. In some of these committees we are setting up, whether Congress committee, the one that has just ended, another Congress is coming, the state Congress, or whether convention committee, or whether primaries, or whether other future engagement of the party, so that some of these are youths who are not feeling disgruntled or feeling left behind can feel that they are being carried along. That is the way to run some of these things. Not everything. They will say somebody from there recommended this, somebody from there only people at the top. And we are hearing today that most of the governors are trying to take over the decision of some of the things that the party should be deciding on their own. It is not fair. Let the party governors allow the party leadership to run the party the way they want to run it. This issue of interference is not helping our party, the APC. That is what I'm saying, so that we don't get to that level of implosion. We need this party to survive to a very long extent.
Thank you so much, Dr. Francis Okoye, Chairman Screening Appeal Committee of the APC in Yobe State. APC Award Congresses in Yobe State. Thank you so much, and congratulations for returning from Yobe peacefully.
Thank you very much.
You said Yobe was peaceful.
It was. I enjoyed myself. In fact, I wish I would return to Yobe.
Some Nigerians may have an alternative answer to that.
Anybody can say whatever he likes. I've said the one I witnessed there.
All right.
Firsthand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And that's the size of our program for tonight. Remember that Nigeria is our country and we must do our best to safeguard this democracy. My name is Ubong Osoro in Abuja, and I'm saying bye for now.